Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We got it! We got
New 52 booklet.
it! Somebody clip this for the love.
Hello there, welcome to movie night. I am here with Teladia, my brother. The other should be joining really soon, but we are talking about Karate Kid Part 2. As we
Yes.
slowly begin our approach to Cobra Kai, because I know you guys are desperate to hear my thoughts on Cobra Kai for some reason.
We want you. Join us. Join us. Join
One
us.
of us.
One of us.
Someone coming into the stream randomly is going to be like, the hell is going on here?
You're gonna be one of us soon, Jared. I promise you.
Well, all right, I'm willing to give the show a chance. So, but first, we're talking about Karate Kid Part 2, which was very enjoyable. I liked it, and it really gave a lot of development to the character of Mr. Miyagi. So I think we can probably guess the stance on Cobra Kai. They knocked it out of the park. Yeah. So we're gonna talk. Yeah. So in Karate Kid Part 2, this is where we get a lot of character development from Mr. Miyagi, and I felt this was kind of cool because in the last one, it dealt a lot with his, they sort of like made him more of a mysterious figure.
Uh-huh.
What do you think, Teladia?
I think Cobra Kai 2 is the one that stands out, that really stands out in terms of the test of time, in terms of character development. Plus, as well, it takes in Japan. Was it Japan?
Yeah, it was Japan. And that's really cool. I like that because it's sort of like, it's a good way to like establish a new like environment for the show, a new context. And it's actually, it's really cool. That's all I'll say. It's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. And like I said, Cobra Kai, when you lead up to Cobra Kai, you're gonna enjoy it.
I saw the second one a long time ago. Is it about a Japanese cute girl? Yes, this is the one with the Japanese cute girl.
Yes.
I think Karate Kid 2 did a great job of being grandiose and character focused at the same time. Yeah, and that's like that's kind of the like danger it kind of like circled in that. Yeah, when you're doing the sequel, here's the thing, because ultimately when you look at it, it's telling the same type of story as the first one, but it's adding in new elements. Like we're learning why Mr. Miyagi left Japan, because previously all we knew was that that for some reason he had to leave Japan. Now we're learning why. It's because he fell in love with a girl that was promised to another guy, and he had to leave, which I appreciate that. I thought that was kind of cool. It's one of those love stories. And so I'm pulling up some trivia. I'm trying to find some trivia because so far the wiki doesn't have anything.
Wikipedia won't be your saving grace.
Working now, Wikipedia. But so let me. So was this a you pick, Teladia, or was it JJheat? Okay, so how about you explain to me like why you picked it, why specifically you enjoy it, and so forth?
Well, the reason why I picked it is basically because we want you to get to Cobra Kai. That's the
reason. That I know that.
But another thing too, it's a great Karate Kid. It's a great film.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. The action choreography is good. I actually think it improved from the last one, even though the last one was great. I like how this takes place immediately after the first one.
Yes.
And I just love how John Kreese is like, is like blasting one of his students, and Mr. Miyagi and him have a fight in the parking lot, which just consists of him punching into the windshields of the car and basically slicing up his hand, and he's like, and then he just collapses. I love that.
I mean, even Brown Destroyer makes a very good comment. Actually, Cobra Kai elaborates more on this story in the movie.
Mm-hmm. He has not seen beyond the first 3 seasons of Cobra Kai. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we'll definitely be checking that out when it gets to it.
Yes, because like we said, he's gonna be one of us.
One of us, yeah.
So, but Cobra Kai, not Cobra Kai, Karate Kid Part 2. I don't know why I said Cobra Kai. Karate Kid Part 2 is definitely a film that stands the test of time. And would you believe the person that played Mr. Miyagi has also did another film that is canon to this Karate Kid series.
Really, which one?
It's the Three Ninjas.
I didn't know that. I've never seen it, but is that like a prequel to this?
Not a prequel, more like a sequel type of thing. It's like it's connected to the Karate Kid universe, except for it's Mr. Miyagi's family and his family, essentially. I think it's his nephews decide to learn karate from him, and you know they're given special names, and it's great. This is another movie that we're gonna do a movie night for because that's I think another movie that you should definitely check out.
Yeah, and Nick's here, so let me get his intro.
I am Phoenix!
Hey, what's up, dude?
Live or die, man. Live or die.
Yeah, all right. So Teladia was just telling me about apparently there's another movie that's canon to the Karate Kid universe about a bunch of ninjas.
The Three Ninjas.
No,
Remember?
no, that is not canon because while Pat Morita is in it, he's not Mr. Miyagi.
Right. Okay.
So basically, the creators of Cobra Kai, what they have declared canon is any movie that Mr. Miyagi is in it. They call it the Miyagi-verse. So that includes. Sorry, I'm late. I was getting a milkshake from my local dispensary. So.
All good. All good.
Yes. Peanut butter and chocolate malt. So
Nice.
well worth it. Anyway. The 3 Karate Kid movies, and the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank. So Hilary Swank's character is canon to Cobra Kai.
I've never seen that one.
It's like a spin-off done after the 3rd movie done in the 90s, where it's basically the first movie just with a girl.
I haven't seen that one, so that's a movie I have.
Another
to
one
And
we
it
have to
stars-
add
it-
on?
And it stars Hillary. Well, that one I haven't even seen it. I would say it's optional because when it comes to Cobra Kai, only really the first 3 movies matter. You know, they don't reference Next Karate Kid at all, but they have declared it canon.
All right, so in terms of like our rewatch of the Karate Kid series, we'll just do the 3 movies and then Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's
Alright,
gonna
that's
be
cool.
one of us.
One. Yeah, we
right.
were chanting that.
All right. So, have we overviewed the movie yet? Like, I'm trying to get up
No,
to
not
speed
yet.
here.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're still going through the discussion about
So
how
does this make Jared the chosen one?
Well, I've always been the chosen one / Lord of Comics, so I do appreciate that.
I don't think you get the pun, but you know.
No, I don't, but okay. But
There's the villain in this is named Chosen.
okay. I did really, and then Savage Rebel says it was okay, pretty forgettable. Hilary Swank has an unfortunate face. They're probably that's probably the most memorable part. Maybe when they go to the monastery. Okay. So one of the things that I said about this before you came on, Nick, is that with this, it really gives a lot. It really reveals a lot about Mr. Miyagi's past, because previous in the first one, he was kind of like a mysterious, like, mentor figure to Danny.
Mm-hmm. And we learn a lot about him. Honestly, like Like, I mean, honestly, this storyline is very tropey. It's like, oh, you have this mystical figure. Now you go to the homeland of this character. It's very much kind of like a logical progression of these kind of stories. But I think really the magic of this movie is in its execution.
Yes. My favorite part about it is when they have the bet to break the glass sheets, and Danny's doing like he's doing all of his proper breathing techniques, his meditation. Everyone's laughing at him. Then he just breaks all 6 things very easily.
I guess you could say, allow me to break the ice.
Yes. Oh, thanks a lot, Nick. Thanks a lot.
Hey, I had to bring in those ice cold puns.
The Iceman cometh.
Yeah. You
All
guys
right, everybody, chill.
Dweeb.
You were looking for that one.
Yeah, I was looking for that one. There's plenty of others I can use, but I guess I was going
I
for
mean,
that
you
one.
walked into that one though, mind you.
Yes. But
Hey,
in
I just
ter-
had to come in here and shake things up.
Yes, we did. And what's interesting, Nick, I want to get your opinion on this, because when I was watching this, I noticed that like once they get to Japan, it has a very similar plot to the first movie to a certain degree.
I would disagree. Because like a lot, like the context is all the same. Like, yeah, sure, you have the final showdown, but like the lead up to it is all very different. Like I will say the one thing is different is like the middle is very similar, because like in the first movie you have like, all right, nobody touched this kid, and then you gotta kind of get that truce in the second act. And this one you have something similar to where the patriarch of the whole family dies. He's like, in name of our father, I will give you 3 days. Sorry, Sato's voice is just so easily memeable. I'm sorry. Just like, and so you got that kind of similar middle act, but like a lot of it just plays out very differently. I don't know. I don't think it's a straight carbon copy, but there are very glaring similarities.
Okay, that works. I guess you're right about that.
And Daniel is still the best around. Nothing can ever keep him down.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna win, and I'm like, okay, I get what you're going for here.
But I love the. Also, can we talk about like that opening scene, which is basically an epilogue to the first movie?
Oh yeah, I love that. One of my favorite scenes is when Kreese is like beaming in. What one of his people says, "You're off the team. Get out of here." Miyagi shows up, and they get into a fight. But it just turns into Miyagi dodging and Kreese like cutting up his hands.
Which when you're watching Cobra Kai, they do make a lot of like subtle callbacks to a lot of these movies. Like, for example, when Daniel first sees Kreese, like, "Hey Kreese, how are your knuckles?" And he kind of looks down. They do show a clip of him doing that to kind of clue you in. But like, there's a lot of like, that's kind of the magic of Cobra Kai, where it's like they've referenced things that happen in the movie, but they kind of do it in like, oh, hey, we're remembering this thing to happen, you know?
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Also, and it's like they're really great about bringing in certain characters. Like when you're watching Cobra Kai, I'd say the 3rd season when Daniel goes back to Okinawa. Remember the woman he saved in the hurricane? Let's just say no good deed goes unpunished. Let's just, you know, people watch Cobra Kai, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh
okay.
yeah, I know.
So
what
she
you mean.
comes back, in other words.
Yeah, they bring back a lot of people in Cobra Kai. Also, the live or die honk. Let's just say Chosen gets his just desserts.
Yeah, I did enjoy how as soon as like the hurricane hits and like everyone's shown to be a hero, everyone's true character is revealed, like Chosen being a complete and utter coward.
Now, to you, I am truly dead. Like, it is crazy how good my Sato impression is. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But
I love that moment though. I love that moment because, like you said, I think it's a monsoon actually, but it's tomato.
It's a natural disaster that involves a lot of water.
Yeah, it's splitting hairs, so it's like whatever. But like, yeah, like you said, it does. Like, one of my favorite moments, Sasha's like, "Oh, they're gonna see how much of a coward you are." Like, but here's the beauty of that scene, like where he splits a log. you notice how earlier in the movie, Sato's like really trying hard to split the log and he can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like Miyagi does it like with like without too much effort. Like it's just kind of a subtle showing like how powerful Miyagi is and how much he's holding back. And I think it just shows, really just shows Sato just how like that is literally like it is literally Sato's emotional breaking point. I'm sorry, but like from a cinematography, like from a mise en scène perspective, you could not get as like least subtle as like his literal that's his literal breaking point.
Wait.
Yeah.
It's this emotional damage.
Yes, Teladia, that is correct.
So it's like he basically Miyagi'd everyone. You just got Miyagi'd.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that. But yeah, I dig that. Just the like mind f it is when like you said he couldn't break the log and then Miyagi's like I got it. Boosh.
Yeah, like if you notice, like literally in that same scene, Sato's already like making a character. Like his character like switches immediately because like Sato was never a bad person. All right, Sato is basically a person who's been led by anger and resentment all his life, but deep down, Sato is a good person. It's just he's let anger and resentment rule him, and as soon as that anger is gone, like he literally sees like Miyagi save his life, and he sees Daniel. You know, Miyagi's protege, his son, basically. Like, he sees Miyagi's son literally risking his life for people he barely knows. Meanwhile, Chosen, basically his son, is being a coward. It's such a reflection. It's like all the stuff goes through his head. It's like, what have I done with my life? Like, I've let this, like, look at, like, this person I've raised. Chosen is basically the son in this, his son in this scenario. And, like, how his son is formed, which the son is a reflection of the father. And Daniel is a reflection of his father, Miyagi. It's like the parallels, like is not lost on Sato, and he realizes just how badly he screwed up.
Plus the fact, another thing I like about this is that it actually shows what true bravery is, because you know, like Miyagi shows them mercy multiple times, and he's called a coward. And actually, when you think about it, true bravery is choosing non-violence when violence is easy and showing mercy towards one's enemies.
True bravery is overcoming great fear.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
I had to bring it back to that. I'm sorry. I had to. Green Lantern.
Well, yeah, but
you notice how even in that monsoon, Sato volunteers to go.
Yeah, he ran out too. It's like that's the other thing that's like doubly dishonorable in the son. Even his father ran out to help people, and he's like, I can't.
And like you notice, like the next day, he rolls up. He's got all his duds on. He's like, you know what? I'm giving the deed back to the village. We can have the party. I will say his character arc is a little bit too sudden. Like the shift is a little bit too quick, but honestly, in these kind of movies, I kind of forgive it a little bit.
Plus, it's realistic because if like you spend all this time calling Miyagi a coward, and then it's like he, like you said, Nick, he and his son ran out to save your life, and your own son like cowered away. Yeah, I think you start to realize, nah, he's not really a coward.
But it's like an instant flip. That's like my one criticism of this movie. Is he had too much of like I would have given it a little more time for the character arc to turn, like a little more of a transition. But this is honestly, it's I put it in nitpick territory more than anything else.
Yeah, the Cobra Kai.
Oh, and Dave, yeah, those episodes are literally some of the best in the series.
Yeah, Cobra Kai season 2 episode where Daniel goes back in time to Japan and reconnects with the characters in this movie. Sorry, I'm good. Okay, cool.
He doesn't go back in time. It's not like they give Daniel a DeLorean or anything.
They give him a TARDIS and he just goes back in time.
Imagine that crossover. Doc Brown appears in Reseda. It's like,
oh no, it's the Bolivians.
We gotta go back. Gotta go back and save your kids.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the Bolivians. Run.
I don't know how they found me, but they found me. I can't.
There's a funny part about that.
I can't wait to like the clips for the Back to the Future episode are going to be crazy.
There's a funny part about that because it's like Okay, so I'm gonna to tease a little bit of my points with Back to the Future. How like he wears body armor at the end of the movie to protect himself, but how do you know they weren't going to shoot him in the head?
If all right, here's my counter to that. Obviously, he read the note from it, because if he got shot in the head, I feel like Marty would have said that to him, especially in that note.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Also,
but
a lot of it's a faith thing. Like, I think if you got shot in the head, Marty would have mentioned that, especially in the note. And it was like, do I get shot in the head? I think it was like, okay, I'm going to choose faith and just like, I'm more body armor and hope I don't get shot in the head.
Okay, that works. That's fine. I was just saying it's kind of an interesting point there. And Dave, yeah, I would actually. Oh, Cobra Kai, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, anyone?
There are action figure packs.
That was saying, can you imagine that? Teladia, can you imagine that? Cobra Kai teaming up with like the Ninja Turtles? They did Batman.
Have we done our DC casting yet for these characters?
No, we're not doing that on this stream.
Really?
Did we plan on doing that?
I think we talked about it in the Karate Kid 1.
I
said, Sato was Ra's al Ghul.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because like I called Sato Ra's al Ghul, like he'd be the clone of Ra's al Ghul.
Okay, I remember that. Okay, so yeah.
Like, what would you guys have
chosen? Chosen Damien?
I mean,
I guess.
All right, Himiko.
By the way, Savage. It's first off, it's AR-15, not AR-47 rounds. He's lucky he had plot armor. AR-47 rounds will blow through a soft vest. True, but
no, I think he was trying to say AK-47 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, yeah, and that's true. But anyway, so maybe a less evil version of Talia.
I was thinking like Talia, maybe like that fits. Because it does try to seduce the Batman, i.e. Ralph.
Great Scott, Marty, you didn't tell me they had grenades. Oh my gosh.
Also, like, I thought Doc was wearing ceramic body armor in that scene. I can't remember.
Either way, we'll talk about that when we get to Back to the Future in September.
Also, be warned, we will be making a lot of Rick and Morty references.
Are we?
Are we?
Because you know that Rick and Morty started out as a Back to the Future parody.
I didn't know that. I haven't really seen a lot of that show.
No, like the earliest shorts were Back to the Future parodies. Morty is Marty, and Rick Sanchez is Doc Brown.
Interesting.
Now that you see it, you can't unsee it.
Well, again, I've only watched like the first episode of Rick and Morty. It's not really my thing. I don't really like a lot of vulgar TV.
But you know what? Crossover would actually be awesome.
What?
Obviously, I think they've done this, but the Power Rangers and Cobra.
That would work perfectly. Don't they also like take
the Power Rangers? The Power Rangers has crossover Street Fighter. In fact, they gave Ryu a power coin. He's the Ryu Ranger.
Yeah. Didn't they do like a trailer for like a game where he was a Ryu Ranger?
And they brought in like actual like Jason A. Frank and Gianna Torres and whatnot.
Torres?
Gianna Torres?
Oh, sorry.
Now that is a Freudian slip. That's a slip.
I am a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar.
And then he gets impaled.
Clipped.
Please clip this, someone, and send it to me. That'll be Nick's new intro. You mean Ciara Hanna?
Ciara Hanna, yeah.
Yes.
The yellow Mega Force Ranger, arguably one of the only Rangers of value from that show.
Yes, that I would not argue that. I would agree with that.
There's a reason why she's historically in all the crossovers the only Mega Force Ranger who shows up.
Because she's actively within the community. She's been active.
And she's actually a good actress. Like, if you look at, like, all the other appearances, she's actually a pretty good actress.
Yeah, I dug that. But yes, I would love a power... Because when you think about it, and particularly when you go into Mighty Morphin, weren't they also taking karate at the youth center,
Yes.
so it actually lined up
Actually-
pretty well.
There already has been a Power Rangers and Turtles crossover.
Oh yeah. The less said about that one, the better.
The better, yeah.
But what I mean is that it would actually line up well, because the story could be they're just it's a karate tournament between the two, and then the putties show up.
Did you know that canonically, the ooze that created the Turtles, the same ooze that created Daredevil?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were like. That's one of the Daredevil elements that came from.
But
Also,
in term-
here's the thing: Daredevil fights the hand. The Turtles fight the foot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, the Daredevil parallels are there.
Well, yeah, because the original Turtles comics were inspired by Frank Miller's Daredevil, so you could see that.
I mean, it's great inspiration. We got to cover Frank Miller's run with Daredevil sometime.
At
Maybe
one
on
point.
a show that we're
Yeah.
developing.
So Teladia, what else do you have to say about Karate Kid 2? I mean, this was your pick after
my
all.
pick, of course. I gotta say the music goes well with this, and
Mm-hmm.
honk. That was my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this, guys. Where does this one rank between the two we have covered so far?
It's really hard to say. Spoiler alert: the third one is the least of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if we're gonna put Karate Kid in the mix, just say like Karate Kid is just like its own movie. I would say Cobra Kai, Karate Kid.
I
1.
mean, of the two we covered.
Of the two of you
All
covered.
right.
I
I would say this one is a very close number 2. The first one kind of edges it out just because like it's very iconic and it's just got like everything is there. This one is like a very, very close number 2.
Sweet. I agree. The first one was more enjoyable for me. How about you, Teladia?
I would have to agree. First one's more iconic, nostalgic, 80s, retro. This felt like a little number second.
This movie's still good. Movie's
Still good.
Still good.
It still lives the test of time, and that's why Cobra Kai had brought back a certain character.
Yeah.
And so.
Oh, they brought back everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Jared hasn't seen Cobra Kai yet, but we're gonna make him.
Yet.
My headcanon is that it's actually a prequel to Blue Beetle. And
what?
it turns out Jaime entered the witness protection program after he lost the scarab, and that's why he's in Cobra Kai.
Jared, it's gonna be really weird for you to watch Cobra Kai. Like, you're probably gonna see it after you've seen Blue Beetle. Be like, oh, look at little Zolo, he's such a baby.
Yeah. Okay, so let me clarify. The headcanon is, at the end of the show, he had to go into witness protection program for something he did, maybe in between the show and the movie, and then he becomes Jaime Reyes and shows up and becomes Blue Beetle. That's why he can fight so well in the movie.
When you watch the show, you'll understand like that's a little bit sketchy because like he's got a birth mother, he's got a grandmother. Also, the grandmother is amazing. I love the grandmother in this movie. Like,
no, I know, but I'm telling you, witness protection program changes everything.
Yeah, but why would they give him an entirely new family and they act like they've known him forever?
It could be his family was in danger, so we had to go on the run. Nick, you gotta believe, Nick.
I believe in you, just not in this theory.
Wow, I'm Legion. I'm back to defend Jaden's honor. All right, hang on.
Why did you say that name?
Jaden was the Red Samurai Ranger. I don't think you're talking about.
No, he's talking about the one from the other Cobra Kai movie. I mean, Karate Kid movie.
The
Jaden Smith, the one with Jaden Smith.
Oh, you mean the Kung Fu Kid?
Yeah, and no, I haven't watched it yet. Lad and I are planning on going next weekend.
I'm currently not planning, but you know.
I don't know. We'll see. So, Anyway, it just popped in to say hi. Just okay, cool. Thanks to the Legion. Enjoy the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my thing. And then so technically that would place Cobra Kai in the DC universe. So I'm like, there you go. Even though they don't reference the DC universe at all. That's just my point there. Just a little thing. One of these days, I'll do a video after I watch Cobra Kai explaining my entire timeline.
Jared, it's gonna be wild having you watch Cobra Kai. The amount of references they make to other media is insane. Like there's literally a scene where he's trying to talk to a kid like Jon Snow didn't give up at the wall in Game of Thrones. like literally, like it's like I watched the GOTT. Like it's just like.
And by the way, like Legion brings up an excellent point. It's getting fantastic reviews from critics and fans. That's not always the determination of quality, but the second part I agree with. Support comics. Yes, support your local comic book shops. 100%.
Support your local indie creators.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, let's see, what else did I want to bring up about this? Well, also because this movie also showed, oh man, Miyagi has the patience of a saint with everything it takes for him to agree to a fight is like, man, dude. It's like that's why he's so effective because he chooses the proper, he chooses his battles very well. And that's and that's the sign of a true fighter is that you make them fight on your terms as opposed to you fighting on their terms.
Yeah.
Which works, which is a military tactic, which makes sense. But I love where Danny makes him a little display case for his Medal of Honor. And
by the way, that also comes into play in, I believe, the second season of Cobra Kai.
All right, you know what? I'm probably just gonna skip to Cobra Kai. I'll still watch the movies, but I'll watch.
No. You need to see Karate Kid Part 3 because a lot of Karate Kid Part 3 does get referenced, especially the later seasons, because Terry Silver actually is like a major villain in like the later seasons. So you do need to see Part 3, even if it is like the least best.
Okay, fine. Okay, man. But so let me ask you this, Nick. I like seeing Danny try and do the kick again, and it doesn't work this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows like the benefits of experience because, like, even though Chosen was unfamiliar with the technique, you saw him. He like tested it out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. By the way,
like,
Dave, he says,
actually, yes, yes.
Who is William Zabka?
Johnny Lawrence.
I haven't watched. Geez, guys, I haven't watched the show. Lay off, jeez.
He's Johnny Lawrence in the first movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, but here's the thing.
Okay, if you see Cobra Kai, you will agree with us. He would make an excellent Booster Gold.
Oh, he's the blonde guy.
Yeah, yes. the blonde guy.
There's so many characters that I have to keep essential. And if Zolo is playing Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, yeah, that works. That works. Would that make Danny Ted Cord?
Well, technically, Miguel trains under Johnny. Miguel is Zolo's character.
Oh, okay.
Miguel is basically kind of like basically, I would say for Cobra Kai, there's two karate kids. There's Miguel and then there's Robbie. Teladia, would you agree those are kind of like the two karate kids?
Yeah. I agree.
Which is interesting considering that after Ted Cord died in Infinite Crisis, his last message to Booster was take care of Jaime. So if anything, Infinite Crisis, the DC part is the prequel to Cobra Kai, and this is.
I love you, but stop.
Hey, come on! You're stifling my creativity, dude.
Yeah, we stifling. We have to at this point. But
what we need to do is
make a video.
Get him a body bag.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm after I watch a little bit of Cobra Kai, I'm going to make a video for fun making. Okay, so here's how this works with Blue Beetle in the DC universe.
I need to be there.
Okay, that's fine. That works.
I mean, I'm intimately familiar with Cobra Kai, so.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll do that. We'll make it an Under Two Capes episode.
Yes.
That'll be really fun. That'll be
I'll
a
be
really
down
good
for.
one.
I'll be down for that.
Heck yeah.
I just can't wait for you to watch season 1 and you'll be like, why did you guys why couldn't you make me watch this sooner?
But yes, I do agree. Looks wise, he would make a fine Booster Gold. I still say
acting wise, I think he could do it.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see that. Who would play Skeets?
Skeet?
His robot
Easy.
friend who always follows him around.
Easy, Chris Pratt. Just put Chris Pratt in there.
No. What's the guy that plays J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons?
No.
Why?
No.
I'm just imagining.
I got it. Wait. They cast. Hang on. What? Ralph Macchio.
No.
You just put all of the Cobra Kai actors in a blue and gold movie.
Anthony Hopkins.
Maybe I could see that.
Because we need someone who has like a British sarcastic wit to them.
But that's not
it's not-
Skeets though.
He's not British. That's why I said Chris Pratt. Because
You have to watch there's an episode of Justice League Unlimited, and we'll get to that when we do the rewatch of
Preferably sheets we're not planning on using anymore.
So there's an episode of Justice League Unlimited where it focuses on.
Tell me everything you know about childbirth.
God damn it, Nick. All right. Oh my gosh. So, what else can we talk about here?
I love you, Jared.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think of the tea ceremony?
I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I like how this may have been an Avatar part, but I do like how still they have this. I like actually. You know what I like? I like in the Miyagi dojo. Rule 1: karate's only for self-defense. Rule 2: learn rule 1. It's simple,
Yeah.
so really you just got to learn one rule.
Yeah, and they really do kind of ramp up like that kind of thing where it's like in Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai is like the aggressive style, then Miyagi-Do is the defensive stuff, but you do learn that there are some like really paralyzing techniques in Miyagi-Do. Teladia, you get the reference?
Yes, I do.
And you definitely see that even with, hey, what's up, JJheat? And you definitely get that's communicated really well by the two senseis in both movie 1 and movie 2, because we notice the guy who's head of Cobra Kai is very aggressive, very confrontational, and that's the more like offensive karate, as opposed to Mr. Miyagi, where he's very defensive.
Just you wait till Karate Kid Part 3 and you meet Terry Silver. Ooh-wee! That guy, like when I say he is the Joker of this universe, you will believe me.
I can't wait. I'm very excited. Now, so what's your guys' favorite parts? And I'll go your absolute, favorite lines, and I'll go to everyone. So I'll start with Nick.
Live or die, man. Honk.
Is that where the Cobra Kai do or die thing comes from?
Well, it said it's a bookend for this movie. It's said in the beginning where Miyagi says it, and then Daniel says it at the end.
Okay, that's cool. What about you, Teladia?
Mine is the introduction of Chosen and Daniel-san first time fight.
Yeah. My favorite again is the rule 1, karate's for defense only. Rule 2, learn rule 1. Because I just love how sarcastic that sounds. It's like, just learn rule 1.
I just can't, I'm sorry, but every time you say stuff, I'm thinking of moments in Cobra Kai that just see, Cobra Kai, unlike all the rest of these media, Cobra Kai makes the original movies better. That's the thing. You watch Cobra Kai, and it actually makes moments. It doesn't degrade. so many of these these shows we get now, they actually make the old stuff worse. Like this stuff, it actually enhances moments, it adds context, it makes watching these movies a lot better, knowing what happens in the future. So like Cobra Kai is like that rare instance of like it's 30 years later, what are they up to now? It's one of the few times where it actually works.
So it's kind of like how, expanding off what you just said, Nick, how like a lot of shows nowadays, when they do prequel shows, they answer questions no one has been asking, whereas Cobra Kai answers stuff that expands on the movies and answers questions that people have been asking.
Yes, or like for example, I have no faith in the Ahsoka series because they're trying to make Sabine a Jedi. Like, I'm sorry, like she was never a Jedi, and trying to make her one now just really degrades her character, in my opinion. Like, I just feel like Ahsoka is gonna make Rebels worse. I've actually liked Rebels from what I saw.
My problem with Disney Star Wars now is they're trying to make all these different characters a Jedi and or Force sensitive, and my problem with that is that historically I've liked the non-Force using powers more, because I feel like the Force is the biggest crutch in all of Star Wars, because it's like, oh, we'll just use the Force, and I'm as opposed to like in Mandalorian, the first 2 seasons, he was relying on his own combat skill, because he's basically the Mandalorians are ancient Spartans, are the Spartans of the Star Wars universe, and they're relying more on their skill as warriors as opposed to some magic force.
Yeah, basically the Jedi are magic samurai. That's what they are.
Which I'm fine. I'm fine.
And here's the thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jared.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but both have their role in Star Wars, 100%. I just don't like when they try and discount their non-Force wielding characters for the Jedi characters.
See, here's the problem. One of the problems I had with Mandalorian was Sabine should have been in Mandalorian season 3.
Oh yes,
she has it. Like, she was one. Like, it was never explained. Like, what's been happening to her. She could have been Mandalore. Like, why was she not she belongs in Mandalorian. Like, she is a Mandalorian character. She
even has a dark saber.
Okay, Bo-Katan being there was cool. I don't like that they made the show about her, but I have no problem with her being in the story. The thing is, Sabine should have been there as well, because she's just as important to the story. Like, they never once mentioned Sabine in the entire show.
Was she Death Watch though?
I know that I know there's a season in Rebels that's basically all about her being in Mandalorian. Like, she was a wielder of the Darksaber. That's the thing I'm trying to say.
I know that, but I think Mando was more on the Death Watch characters, which I get it, but still I agree with you. She should have been there, particularly in the whole retaking Mandalore part.
My point is, she's a former wielder of the Darksaber. She personally knew Bo-Katan. She literally handed the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. She should be a part of this story. Like, the retaking Mandalore, she should have been a part of it.
What would have been fun is if, just speaking of the making the show about other Mandalorians other than Dim, what they could have done to at least make it better is at least relabel the show at season 3 as Mandalorians instead of The Mandalorian. That could have helped. I mean, because again, like you've said a lot on the show, Nick, when they say The Mandalorian, you only think of Din.
I mean, literally, here's what they should have done. They should have just taken out the title sequence of Mandalorian, call it Bo-Katan, literally change nothing else, and I would have been fine with it. Like, literally, that's all they had to do was have, say, okay, this is a Bo-Katan show. Like, we're going to call this is Bo-Katan. Yes, Mando's here. This is kind of basically Mandalorian Season 3, but this is about Bo-Katan. But Din is here. Like, if they just would have, gone out and said that, it would have been fine.
And actually...
I probably would have, honestly, I'm gonna retroactively give this a grade. If they had called it Bo-Katan, I would have called this a 9.5 or a 9.0 show.
Yeah, because the overall story of the season was great. It wasn't like there were parts of it I didn't like and episodes I thought they could have gone away with, but the whole retaking Mandalore plot was great. I also think they should have kept in the romance subplot for Din and Bo, because they were building toward, they were going to do a kiss on the boat, and then it got cut, and I'm like, but you were building to that. There was so much of that season that was an issue, and we hope that season 4 would be better. But anyway, back to Cobra.
Jared, I have a question for you. So in Mandalorian lore, if you're married to a fellow Mandalorian like Death Watch, if you both are in the privacy of your own home, are you allowed to remove your helmet in front of both those people?
That I don't know. I would say yeah, because you're allowed to take off. I would say yeah, kind of.
Because practicality's sake, like being intimate with a helmet is just like, you know.
I think yeah, you could. Plus, at this point in the story, I think that they're becoming less strict on the whole no taking off your helmet thing.
Also, like if you just want to look at it from like a religious standpoint, like oh, they're married, they're one flesh, they're one person. They like it's like part of it is yes, this is the only person who can see your face is your wife or your husband, you know, and maybe your children, sure, but like you know,
yeah.
Like,
so I would. Say
think. Like I'm not saying it's in the lore, but I would say it would make sense within the lore.
Yeah, me too. I would say that. Again, I'm not that familiar with Mandalore in regards to that. My friend Charlotte would probably be
remember, this is Death Watch. This is Death Watch stuff versus regular stuff. Because if this is just regular Mandalorians, this is not even an issue.
Yeah, because they were just taking off the damn helmets. But I think, honestly, with the way Mandalorians are set up now, if they wanted to go back to that storyline, I think that they would have just had the helmet comes off and been fine with it. Because if you notice, they allowed Bo-Katan to still be a Mandalorian and take the helmet off.
I'm going to say that I just got to say that story detail was a bit bullcrap. Like, they went through all that effort of like, oh, he's forgiven. And then, like, oh, he's reconnecting with her spirit. Like, oh, nope, you don't have to reconnect with, like, being a Mandalore. You don't have to, like, be reintroduced back. Oh, you can just have it both ways. Like, that is such a bullcrap, like, story excuse for her to take off her helmet that I'm sorry. I didn't like that.
It could have been just her saying, yeah, I don't care. Deal with it. I'm willing the Darksaber. Leave me alone.
But they didn't do that.
No, I'm saying it would have been better if they had done that. If they had
it would. I don't like that one either, but I will admit it is better.
It's better than what they did. Let me put that, because it would have been like Bo-Katan's being, hey, I'm wielding the Darksaber. By your own traditions, you have to follow me no matter what. So,
like, I could see a grudging the Forge Master being like, okay, fine, you're the person who walks between both worlds. Get out of my face, like that kind of thing. Instead of like her declaring it, because Bo-Katan was like all in, and then you know, like, oh, okay, here you go, you can have both ways. Go.
Mr. Dave the Impaler says, have you heard the rumor that Jon Favreau is out at Lucasfilm?
There's tons of rumors. Like every week, there's a rumor that Kathleen Kennedy is fired.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until it's actually confirmed before I make any determinations on that. Because yeah, like Nick is saying, how many times have we heard Kathleen Kennedy's leaving Lucasfilm?
Also, they're not gonna fire Jon Favreau because he's actually has a good tracker.
Wait, when?
Okay, I need to say my thing here. I don't think they're going to fire Jon Favreau. Like, would he quit? Yes, that is entirely possible. I could see him quitting or resigning, but they're not going to fire him because he's the only one who's actually done profitable like ventures under Lucasfilm.
What's up, Teladia?
When did this become a Star Wars thing? That's supposed to be about Karate.
Yeah, I know. Back to Karate Kid. So, yeah, I mean, it still counts, but because, by the way, we could also make this where it's a Star Wars prequel and that they are trained to be Mandalorians. I'm trying to link. I love how I'm trying to link Karate Kid to like all these different, really vastly like.
All right,
linked.
All right. Here's my fan fiction. All right, Cobra Kai Star Wars. Daniel's a Jedi. William Zabka, Johnny Lawrence is a Dark Jedi. Kreese is a Sith Lord. Miyagi is a Jedi Grandmaster.
And Zolo is still Blue Beetle.
Because of course.
I'm keeping that. Oh, you know what'd be funny? No, here's how you can link this to Batman. Are you ready? This is all a karate school that's sponsored by Bruce Wayne, but it's secretly a training program for the Robins.
Okay, I guess.
It's like we're all the younger Justice Leaguers because these kids, I could totally buy them being Teen Titans. This is actually the secret school that Batman uses to train.
Oh,
And
dear
by the
God.
way, Miyagi is Yoda's race. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
By the way, Jared, after we get done with season 2 of Cobra Kai, we are totally like casting the younger Cobra Kai kids as Teen Titans. Like I'm saying,
yeah,
because
I gotta know from what I've seen of these kids, I could totally buy them being Teen Titans as long as Zolo stays as Blue Beetle, because there's no reason to take that away. Because one of them is actually a Teen Titan, so there you go.
Oh.
But yes, I could totally buy a lot of those kids being like Nightwing and Starfire and all that stuff. I could totally buy that.
Yeah.
No, but I'm telling you, this is how we rank it. It's a secret school for the Justice League to train the Teen Titans.
All right, Teladia. What?
Yeah.
Samantha LaRusso. What do you think she is?
Easy. Batgirl.
No. Is she dating the wait, no, wait. In the show, is she dating the character that plays Nightwing?
Yes.
She's dating Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, she does date Nightwing. She like if we're making Robbie Nightwing, then she.
I was
does
about
date
to
him.
say, yeah, he. Now again, I haven't seen the show, but I've seen the kids. Yeah, I could see Robbie being Nightwing.
Tori is Huntress.
Okay. By the way, the rumor is that Huntress. There's going to be an announcement at the DCU concerning Huntress, so we could get a Huntress movie.
Really?
Imagine if it's like it's the daughter of Catwoman and Batman, and it's Ben Affleck Batman, and you get Carla as Catwoman.
Nick, this is DCU. This is James Gunn's universe, not the one that people want.
Let me have my fun.
If I were to do Huntress in the Snyderverse, I would probably go with that. That would work better. Plus, the killing Batman trying to mentor his daughter not to kill people, that would actually work really well.
But I will say that the Helena
Teladia was first.
Okay.
But you know what actually would work well if this new Huntress film is? What if it's an Earth 2 Huntress? Like Earth 2,
Helena Wayne,
right?
Yeah, that's what we're start talking about.
But wait.
But what happens is we get to see her storyline in her movie. So like she's in Earth 2 and she's making her way. She makes her way to the main DCU.
Okay, the problem with that, I don't think they would go with another multiverse story after what happened with the Flash. That's why I'm like, they're probably not going to do the Helena Wayne storyline for that reason alone. But anyway, going back to
I miss the days of DC when you just had Earth 1 and Earth 2, and Earth 2 is like Justice Society, Stargirl, and you can kind of tell like different stories on that one. That was such a good
even
way
Earth
to
3.
set it up.
Even going up to at least Earth 3, I was fine with that because the evil Justice League, I thought that was really cool. But anyway, so what we're going to do for the rest of the stream, since I promised we were going to fan cast, real quick, we're going to start with the Cobra Kai kids and cast them as Teen Titans.
But you don't know most of them.
No, but I can go by looks.
Can you show pictures on them?
Yes, I got it. So first, First, I could totally buy him being Nightwing.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. I'm fine with that. So going back, in terms of Batgirl, yeah, I could buy her being Batgirl.
Yeah, that's Sam. Yeah,
100%. I could buy her being. Plus, she's actually a redhead, so it's not ginger side.
Also, like if you're watching her YouTube videos, she's such a sweetheart. That Zolo guy, I think he'd make a good Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about him. He screams Jaime Reyes.
God, I love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too. So let me see here. I think I see a Damian Wayne.
I don't know. Like, I would cast him as Hawk.
I could kind of see that.
Teladia, do you get the joke?
Yes, I do.
What's the joke?
Jared, I kind of want to wait for you to watch the show to get the joke. Please, nobody tell him.
Okay, hear me out on this. Slade Wilson.
Yes.
He's kind of old, honestly.
So is Slade. Now remember, Slade's a Vietnam vet in some continuities, but still.
All right.
Next we have let's go with here.
Oh, him. Dear God.
Oops, hang on. This I could see as maybe Damien.
No. He's this guy is kind of like an awkward dweeb who
somehow
Beast
still
Boy.
gets-
Beast Boy.
Yes.
And
yes,
since
yes,
you
Beast Boy.
said it, Nick.
Dweeb.
All right. You know what I'm probably gonna end up doing after this? I'm probably just gonna watch part 3 and just hop into this just so I can see what the hype is about now.
Pull
It's gonna
Peyton list. Pull Peyton list on the cast. We need to talk about her.
She's
Starfire.
Huntress.
she's actually played Batgirl in the DC AMU. Fun fact.
That's
Really?
wait a second. That's who plays Batgirl in the AMU and Hush.
Yes.
Hang on, I gotta see this. She's also
Okay. I have a feeling Jared's going to be like, screw part 3. I'm just gonna start watching Cobra Kai.
Probably I'm gonna end up doing that, and then I'll just go back
I
to
will
answer
say-
questions.
I will say, Jared, for the first few seasons, you're fine. But like before you watch a season with Terry Silver, you need to watch part 3 because like Terry Silver is mentioned once in part 1, but like it's kind of like it's where like, hey, do you know Terry Silver? And Johnny's like, I don't know who that is, and yeah, he doesn't know who he is. That's literally the only mention of them, and it's not until I believe, is it end of season? Is it season 4 when Silver comes in, Teladia?
Yeah. Season 4, season 5, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's season 3 is I'm trying to think. Okay, I gotta look this up because like because before that Jared needs to watch
Well, if it's seasons later, in other words, if I can make it through season 1 and be fine, I'll just do that and just see what I can do.
I think at least season 2 you should be fine with.
All right, that's fine. And plus, if I have any questions, I'll just go back and watch part 3. I've seen
season 4. Season 4 is when Terry shows up.
All right, so I'll be fine. Because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm sick of you guys haunting me about this show. I gotta get this done. With the very least, you guys will get off my freaking back. There was
Jared,
some
if you're good-
references in season 1 to Karate Kid 3. Talks about Miyagi's bonsai tree stuff from 3. Well, the bonsai tree thing was from 1 as well.
No, well, yeah, okay. Here's the thing you need to know about Karate Kid Part 3, Jared. It is basically a rehash of Part 1 with some few things mixed in. It is very like this, like you thought Karate Kid 2 was a repeat of Part 1. Part 3 is blatant. Like they follow the structure almost to a T. Like there's a few things mixed in there, like Mike Barnes and Terry Silver. With Mike Barnes doesn't even come up. I don't think he returns for like season 5. So you're fine with that. And then like Terry Silver doesn't really become a factor till season 4. So like for first 3 seasons you're good. Yeah.
That works. So, by the way, fun fact, I don't know if I told you guys this. I actually took karate in my wee lad days. I was an advanced green belt.
Do you know how to paint the fence?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. And I know how to
fence.
It was kind of funny. I took boxing a couple of years ago. What my instructor said is that my right arm is like really, really tough in terms of if I throw a punch. Well, what we did once to play a prank on my mom is we both went behind. We went behind her. He held up a pad, and I like punched the pad really hard in front of her. So like the sound, she was like, it was really fun. It was really fun. So on that note, everyone, we're gonna call it, and then I'm gonna go watch Cobra Kai. So
Yes.
Well, the thing
or
is,
as I have to call it, the Bat Family prequel.
So Jared, you could probably get in 1 or 2 episodes before my stream.
Yeah. In other words, I'll check it out. I'll start at least check it out. So, actually, speaking.
And by the way, we actually will probably be discussing his reaction to the first 2 episodes on my stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on that note, so we're gonna call it. I'll promote some of my stuff, and then I'll get you guys. So remember, currently up is the Under 2 Capes episode 183, where we discuss where myself, Nick, Bianca, Nix and Movie Theater Birdstorm talked about how the mainstream comic book industry hurts female characters. Nerdette agrees with us, by the way. She just commented on the video, so I'm like, yay.
Ooh.
So on that, I have that. I have my collab with Comics Explained is like doing very well.
Okay, what are the numbers on that one?
Okay, by the way, I am at 726 subscribers, and the numbers are 4.2 thousand.
You're in 4K!
I'm in 4K! I woke up in 4K, dude. I could see the world in 4K!
Yeah,
Oh my God.
But that was and by the way, guys, I will say thank you for haunting me to get into this series, because I'm enjoying it.
Told you were resistant.
There's a lot.
So
You know what's kind of
long.
funny? There's a lot about there's a lot of similarities to Batman in this sort of with the whole training aspect.
Jared, I noticed like up until recently, you kind of had a resistance to like older media, but we're slowly breaking you down.
Well, I didn't have a choice in this case because it was your movie night picks, and I knew enough. The reason why I authorized it, I knew there was a following enough that if I covered this on the show, it would work. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot.
While I would prefer you watch Karate Kid Part 3 first, you've seen the first two movies. That is enough to at least get you through the first 3 seasons. So
yeah, but the first 3 seasons if after the first 3 seasons when I get problems, that's plenty of time to watch part 3. I'm probably just gonna watch part 3 this weekend. So either way, I'm not gonna be behind that long. So
okay,
on that,
all right.
So Teladia, where can we find you, and what have you got coming out on your channel?
So you guys can find me on Twitter on Teladia Plays _ and on YouTube @Teladia Plays. I have recently done a stream with Jared from Comics League where we reacted to My Adventure with Superman, and it was the best episode to date.
It was really good, Nick. They reference a lot of the Snyderverse in this episode in terms of the same themes, like humanity starts to not trust him after he causes a lot of collateral damage trying to learn how to use his powers.
And we got to see the Superman blue.
So
I'm just wondering, when is Amy Adams gonna guest star?
I wish they would. I'm just like, nah.
Imagine for like the season 3 finale. It's like, all right, so we have our grand the prime Lois. Like this is like the most important Lois, and then it's just the Amy Adams version, like the Amy Adams version of Lois comes through the portal.
Yeah, and as for
and by the way, this next part, Tevya, this is for you. She's pregnant.
God dang it.
Tevya would freak the frick out.
No, if I were in charge of that, I would make it not John. I would do it. It's the daughter from The Dark Knight, the Golden Child. It's Lara.
No, just imagine like they have like Amy Adams version of Lois come to the portal. It's voiced by Amy Adams, but she's pregnant. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have twins.
Nick, stop. We already have the multiversal legion of loser lanes. We already had that.
Yes.
But no, like I'm just imagining like Tevya just freaking out. Like,
yeah.
Sorry.
But also I've got on my channel is the Batman Arkham Trilogy release date reveal video, which has just been released 4 days ago. That's really doing really well. And the clip out from the podcast. Which I'm going to post that link.
I'm not really interested in the Arkham Trilogy, but I will say this as far as the Switch goes. At least they're native ports and not streaming, so I will give them credit for that.
Can you post that link?
There could be some updates coming for Arkham Knight.
Yes. Yes.
Which means
maybe they add the Justice League bat suit.
I'm like, come on, give me I'm asking. Here are the 3 suits I want. Here are the 3 suits I want. The tactical suit, the Nightmare suit, and the Pattinson suit. Those are the 3 I want.
If they're gonna do an update, it's gonna be the Patterson suit, probably the Flashpoint suit, which is the tactical suit, and then maybe like you said,
that's not the tactical suit. The one he wore at the last battle of Justice League is the tactical suit, the one with the goggles.
I think Patterson is guaranteed. Also, Patterson Batmobile is going to be added.
Oh yeah, and maybe the Justice League Batmobile with the artillery cannon. Because what they could do with that, they could make that playable in the campaign because it has the artillery cannon, and you can just add a winch to it, and then you're good to go.
Also, what if they add some motorcycles? Like you could have the Bat Pod and the Bat Cycle.
They're not going to add that because that changes too much of the gameplay.
And
Okay. But
by
the Patterson Batmobile, yes.
Yeah,
But I
that won't be available.
By the way, I put in the private chat the link to our clip out for the podcast that we did a couple of weeks ago, which everyone's got to check out because we talk
Yeah.
about this. We talk about the state of DC gaming and why it's so unclear. So,
All right.
myself,
So, let's
But-
kind of flip from Marvel DC gaming to some Marvel gaming here in a second.
Nick.
Are you done, Teladia?
yes, I am.
Well, I was
done.
gonna say,
The floor is yours.
Nick, since we're wrapping up, where can we find you and what have you got coming out?
All right. So, in less than an hour,
Mhm.
I will be playing Spider-Man Remastered on my YouTube channel, which Jared has linked. Could you highlight it, please? Show it on screen for a second.
Yeah.
And I will have these chuckleheads, along with our queen, Snyder Queen, joining us. They will be continuing their quest to harass me and break my sanity. They haven't done it yet, but they have.
Oh, trust me, Nick. There's always one more day.
Oh, it's sins past.
I love that to bring up past
sins past. Speaking of sins past, so I am currently on a push to get to 400 subscribers. I'm currently at 382. If you guys can get me to 400 subscribers before the month is out, I will go on a live stream with Jared, and I will read Sins Past, and I will do the voices, and Jared will do everything he can to break my sanity, and he's probably going to succeed.
And he will do the face as well.
Remember, get me to 400 subscribers.
You have to commit to the role, Nick. And remember, if
I've long since committed. I will do the face. I will do the voices. And but if my sanity breaks, that's on you.
And remember, if you guys get me to 1K before the end of the year, I will do so in the same way where I positively reviewed Justice League, I am going to do the same thing for Wonder Bat, in that the first half of the stream is going to be me talking about the arguments for it, and then the rest of the stream will be me tearing those arguments apart because there is no argument for Wonder Bat.
Well, at the end of the day, you made me do a Super Wonder stream, and you got me.
It works. So that was partly my reason. I won the shipping wars once again. Do not. I went to the Cobra Kai School of War, my friends.
Get him up to 1K.
I got you into Karate Kid Cobra Kai, so that's my victory.
All right. So stay heroic, everyone. Be sure. By the way, next week's movie is Gal Gadot's Heart of Stone. This was the Snyder Queen pick.
Yes.
That's gonna be really fun. I can't wait.
This is one I'm actually gonna have to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Nick, I think you would actually dig this one. I think.
Probably.
So on that note. Real quick, here's a point in its favor. Someone actually asked Gal Gadot if she would consider playing a female James Bond, and you know what she said? Well, let James Bond stay for the guys. I'll continue playing Rachel Stone to give the girls their own original spy character.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's how you do it. Like, by the way,
Dave's comment.
crap. There's a movie by Charlize Theron that's really good. It's like a female John Wick movie, which might be a movie night.
Oh, wait. The only argument for Wonder Bat, all women love Bruce Wayne, and Wonder Woman is kind of the ultimate woman. But she's supposed to be with the ultimate man, and that's Superman.
Atomic Blonde. That is a movie that I might pick.
I saw that. It's not my thing.
It's really good. It's really good.
Not my thing. I'm gonna executive block that one.
Yeah. And on that note,
Really?
Super Wonder for life.
Super Wonder for life. See you boys later. And I'm gonna say this since I'm gonna watch the show. Cobra Kai, do or die.